So, hi, I'm Michelle Fox, and tonight we're going to talk about going live on Facebook. And ironically, this is the first time I've gone live on YouTube. So, what you will learn from me is that it's okay to make a couple of mistakes and to be yourself and to say, wow, I didn't know how to do that, and now I do. I made an intro and there's a way to have it so that it automatically plays, but I don't know if you can do that on a live. So I just had it queued up to play kind of myself. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. So hi, I'm Michelle Fox. I've been in direct marketing for over 20 years, and almost the entire time I have had a website and I've had a business page on Facebook. But only 2.5 years ago, I noticed one of my friends who was also in direct sales did a Facebook Live. And I thought, wow, she is like really on the ball. That is so cool. I was really, really impressed. And then it seemed like, sort of like when you buy a car, you buy a red Toyota Camry, and everywhere you go, you see red Toyota Camrys. It seemed like everything that I saw on Facebook was people going live, even like moms going live at somebody's soccer game and that kind of thing. And I saw all kinds of pop-up tutorials and articles and things like that. And I felt like at that time, I was the only one that wasn't going live. Like I needed to learn or I was going to really miss the boat. So way back then, I didn't so much decide to go live because, gee, I just really want to, and I think I'm all that. It was more like I need to really get on the stick. I need to figure this out and go for it because everybody else is doing it, and I'm going to miss out. So that's how I started out. And I have really enjoyed it. I've had a lot of fun with it. I want you to realize as we talk that that's really what it's all about. That going live is more to do with having a relationship with the viewer. It's not like giving a dissertation. It's not like you are, finishing up your PhD or something like that. It is supposed to be more relational. So it should be something that you look forward to and that you enjoy doing and less of a drudgery. And I think that once you actually jump in and do it a couple of times, you'll realize that, first of all, it's not difficult to do. And believe it or not, you'll start to anticipate and look forward to doing it because you'll see how much your viewers enjoy it, and you'll realize that it really is a simple thing to do and how much it benefits your business. So I do have a workbook. If you don't have it, you can let me know. Obviously, I can't send it to you right now, but there is a link that you can click in the description, and then I will make sure that you get the workbook sent to you at some point. But if you have it and if you printed it, then you're going to want to follow along. So there's so many ways that we could talk and so many approaches. And I've honestly talked to people about how to go live on Facebook a couple different times. I've done trainings, and I happen to know that those same people, a couple of them are watching today, and they still have been hesitant to go live. So I'm asking myself, okay, is it that I'm not giving enough information? Is it, do I need to literally, show them, be with them? What is it that takes someone to the point where they're ready to actually do it? And really, it's there are so many tutorials on how to do it that this was just one more. And so, yes, we are going to go step by step, and hopefully that I will be speaking your language, and we'll start, at a very basic level because I didn't know anything about anything and I still am struggling. But once you hear, you do this and then you click that and then you go here and then you do that, bottom line, you just have to do it. You just have to have that decision inside that I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this knowledge and take action. It's just a decision, just like anything else. And you'll be really excited when you see, what happens in your business as a result of that. So stick with me till the end because I want to tell you about these really cool nails that I have. And that's going to be your reward for watching the whole time because you can get these nails for like less than $10. Okay, so that's something for you to look forward to. We are going to jump in and just start talking about the broad strokes of, what do you need to be cognizant of when you go live? Like, let's say you say to me, I have to go live tomorrow. My director said, I have to take over for her. And, what do I need to know? I would say, some key things. So now I'm on the workbook. Okay. So key things to remember when going live. Honestly, lighting is everything. Absolutely everything. I can talk to you and I will share some ideas about lights that you can purchase, but there are probably enough lights in your home that you would be able to set something up that's adequate for the time being. But I'm not talking like one desk lamp. I'm talking like a lot of lights. You need a ton of lights. I can't stress it enough. I really doubt that you would ever have the issue of too many lights. Okay. So just tuck that in your hat, so to speak. Also, the position of your camera really matters. I'm astounded at how many people still, when I go to Zoom meetings, have the camera down low, where it's adding 20 pounds in 10 years. You want the camera up high. It's much more flattering if it's up high, and I'll give you some specifics on that. You definitely need to pay attention to your background. You don't have to have a perfect background, but you want to make sure about some key things to make sure, you want it to be peaceful and pleasant. And there are some very simple things that you can do to make that happen without spending any money. And that's what we're going to talk about. But the biggest thing is that you want to be yourself, but there's a caveat. You want to be yourself on the best day of your life, okay? If you are talking live and somebody that knows you really well is in the other room, if you don't want them thinking, why is she acting like that? Like, why is she talking like that? Who is she talking to? That's not her. That's not how she talks. You want to talk like you talk in real life. You want to be you. But at the same time, you need to bring it. You need to bring enthusiasm and energy. You need to be louder and prouder than you typically are. You want your energy to kind of come through to your audience. And so if that means you need to jump up and down or run around in circles or whatever you need to do before you go live, then just do that, because you are there as an entertainer, I guess, is one thing to think of it. You want to provide value to your audience. It's less about what you are trying to get from them, and it's everything about what you are trying to give to them. And that's the difference. That's the difference in what's going to make it a good quality presentation. And that's what's going to help you overcome the jitters, is when you take the focus off of yourself and you realize that your purpose is to provide value for someone else. It's not about you. And it really helps to set things right and to set the tone right. And then you are less concerned, about every last detail, about yourself. So, okay, we're going to get into some details and the lighting and the camera and all that stuff. So this is the breakdown. We'll talk about some specifics. I'll tell you what I did when I first started out, what I used just around the house so that I didn't buy anything initially. Then I'll tell you a couple things that I did buy. I'll give you some ideas in case you want to invest some money. And then I'm going to show you step by step how to go live using your phone. I think that is the easiest way to start out. So that's what we've got on the agenda tonight, okay? So it's kind of a lot, but I think I know you can handle it, and you can always go back and watch it again. And here's a little tidbit. When you watch a video, when you rewatch a video, you can slow it down. So there's actually a way to slow the speed of the replay so that the person is even talking slower. So if I'm going too fast, you can slow me down when you watch it over again. So we are going to talk now about lighting. It's almost impossible to have too much light, okay? You want it coming from lots of different angles. There's such a thing called a 3-point lighting system or setup. You've probably heard about it if you've done any kind of photography. You've got your key light, which is like your big light either in front of you or possibly off to the side. This is just conceptually, okay? Just work with me. So you've got your main light, and then you have a fill light that's, you know, less intense, and then you have a backlight. So in other words, just imagine that you are supposed to be engulfed in light. So when people get on a live broadcast and they just have, you know, the dining room overhead light on and that's it, that's why it looks like they're in a cave. You know, you need like 10 times that amount of light. Honestly, like I said, you probably could not possibly have too much. You can have it be too white, like too cool. Warm is a little more pleasant, but it's really unlikely that you'll have too much. So when I first started out, I chose the brightest room in my house. I chose the brightest time of day, and I had a room where there was overhead lighting. And then I brought all the desk lamps that we had. I had them all on the table. And then I had a couple of lamps that were like on a, what's that, you know, the flexible arm. And so I had those, you know, pointed at me. And I just had like every possible thing that I could. There was a standing lamp that my son had in his bedroom. I dragged that out and I put that like right by the side of my face because I noticed all these shadows in my face. And I just kept, you know, playing with it until I felt like, okay, all the shadows are gone. And okay, I think I look all right. And that's, you know, that's what you have to do because it makes a huge difference. And if you look better, here's the thing. It's not a vain thing to want to look good when you do a video. It is part of like what you owe your audience, so to speak. Do you enjoy watching a video that's grainy and dark and difficult to distinguish, you know, what's going on? No, nobody does. So you want to provide the best quality that you can. So it's not about you being a prima donna. It's that you want to be as professional as you can with the resources that you have. So first time that you want to do this, I want you to find as many portable lights as possible. Find a place in your home where you're going to be able to, you know, practice going live and get those lights all around you, positioned in whatever way you need to position them so that you have pretty much like a ring of light around you, which brings us to a good point that there is something called a ring light. Well, let's see. I think I'll start with the little ones. So you might have heard about these selfie lights. Like you can get like these tiny little lights. This is actually a ring light, these little selfie lights. And this you can clip right on your phone. And that does provide, you know, a certain amount of light when you take, you know, photographs or when you video or anything like that. But then you can take it up a notch. And something that you probably could invest in pretty quickly would be something like this. And this one is called a social light. Yeah, social light. Yeah. I was going to say social lighting, but I don't think it says light twice. But anyway, it's just like a light that's inexpensive. It's on one of these gooseneck, whatever. And then it also has something that holds your phone. It will hold your phone in different positions. And then there's a clamp so that you can clamp it to a desk. You could clamp it to a wall, you know, a cupboard in your kitchen or something like that. What's nice about this, it's cheap. It's lightweight. It's going to go with you anywhere. And even though I have bigger, better, you know, more expensive lights now, I still use this when I want to do something like I want a video in the bathroom or something. I'll take this with me. I got to turn this back on because I do want to show you the difference in. So here we can kind of see. Well, I don't know if you can really tell as much in real life. You can tell like there's warmer and cooler tones, and that makes a difference in how it reflects off of you. And so, as I was saying, it's unlikely that you will have too much light, but sometimes you can have like be too blue, too blue white, kind of like those halogen headlights that everybody hates. um, One of my very first videos, I was actually teaching on how to do foundation, which foundation should match your skin and should make you look really natural. And afterward, when I watched it, I look horrible. I mean, I look pasty white like a ghost. So that would be an example of how not to highlight things. So I want to show you what a big ring light looks like. Let's see. I need to share my screen, so I need to stop that one. So this is the kind of ring light that I have. This isn't the brand or anything, but this is just an idea. I knew that I was going to do this long term, and I wanted something that would be substantial and that would really look nice. And so I researched it. And so this, you can get them, for like $69 all the way on up. Mine, I invested in, okay? Mine was like a couple $100s. And so this particular one sits right on the desk, which is nice when you're doing something up close, like a makeup tutorial, because you really want to have that, beautiful angelic light, really close to your face. But there are other options. Let's see. I don't know. So then this one is just showing you how it can be on a bigger tripod that can stand and kind of be backed up. And what I really like about that one is that you can, if you have it, it depends on how heavy it is, but you can like tilt it a little bit as well. The one that I have, unfortunately, you cannot tilt. And that is unfortunate because as you can see, I struggle with the reflection in my glasses. And that's one drawback of a ring light, is that you can see the ring, right in my glasses. So I have to always be kind of tilting my glasses down. That's one thing that helps. So you can keep that in mind. You'll see me, it's so awful. In all my videos, I'm like taking my glasses off and readjusting them. But I can't stand that. That is just awful. So, all right, moving on. So camera position. So we're in a different box now. The camera, you want it to be high. You want it to be eye level or higher. All right, let me show you what I look like with the camera positioned lower, okay? You're going to see me gain a whole bunch of weight and like look a lot heavier, okay? So do I look a little bit different? When the camera's low, it's emphasizing, stuff that nobody wants to see. And it's also bringing in a lot more shadow. So no, you don't want that. You want to be high, higher, highest. You see how I look thinner the higher it goes? I'd have it dangling from the ceiling if I could. So you want your camera to be positioned high. I did not have anything fancy to hold my phone in place. I literally used a napkin holder. Okay. So my setup was a bunch of desk lamps, lamps with the little arm thing, the standing up lamp. I had a stack of books in front of me with a napkin holder holding my phone. Okay. So yes, you can just use the things that are around the house and make do, and it's fun. It really is. It's like, I just didn't want to invest any money till I knew if I was going to be good at it or if I was going to enjoy it. And so I know what I'm speaking of. Let's see. There was something over here I wanted to show you. It'll come to me later. So, what else was there? Oh, this thing I think I was going to show you. There are lots of really cool things to hold your phone, but like you can just use one of these inexpensive, what is this, like $5 or $6 probably. You can get like a cute little tripod, that kind of thing. My ring light that is on a tripod, a small tripod that sits on my desk, holds the phone camera as well. Okay, I'm not going there yet. Okay, I have so many thoughts, but I have to keep myself on track. Okay, so we're moving on. So we've talked about lighting. We've talked about the position of the camera. We are going to get to the specifics, but I just want to kind of give you some background so that you just remember all of these little goodies. All right, so let's see, I didn't put that on my banner. So position, camera, high, eye level, or above, possibly tilted down. All right, next, background. It really doesn't take that much to find a nice background. I know that I didn't have this room originally. This is my daughter's bedroom, and I did kind of struggle. I wandered around the house like, where should I go? How should I do this? But eventually, I just took like a big piece of fabric and I kind of draped it by using some framed, pieces that were on the wall, and I had the camera so that you didn't see that they were hanging off of framed pieces on the wall. So you just saw like the fabric behind me. So a fabric remnant, shower curtain, a window treatment, anything like that, if you don't have a wall that you can use behind you. If you have something like, the pictures behind me, I literally will use a level to make sure that they are straight across, because it's distracting. It's distracting to have, one of them be a little bit crooked. And you want to remove as many distractions as possible. You don't want your cat or your dog, walking back and forth behind you. Yes, it's adorable, but it's distracting. And you don't want okay, so let's say, if I just had here, let me take this off. Boom. If I had a couple of things that you were just kind of like not really sure what they were, just kind of like little junky things, it's like it's not cohesive with everything else. It's kind of like, well, what is that? Like, why is that there? And so you just want to remove those distractions. You want people to be calm. You want them to feel serene. You want them to be able to zero in on what you're presenting and what you're talking about. And there are lots of great tutorials just on, creating a pleasant background, having just something. What is the black thing? This. Okay. So don't do that. Having like a pleasant light source behind you and things of that nature. So it's really just a matter of taking a moment and observing, just observing. So I didn't have a pretty little sum over here a few minutes ago. So I just grabbed, a little vase and some foo-foo and made it, boom, boom. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to take a long time. So you can purchase actual photo backdrops, but whatever. I give you a link at the end to look for something like that, but I think that that's really not necessary. And actually, sometimes I think it looks a little bit tacky. All right. So the next thing that I get asked is if you should have a script. Personally, well, first of all, I have a really hard time reading because my eyes are really, really bad. But if I have a script, I find that I can never find my place because you're also trying to keep eye contact with your audience. And so it's almost impossible to be reading something verbatim and, keeping your focal point. So, I don't know how people use scripts. I really don't. I don't own a teleprompter. So, and I don't know very many people that do. I don't know anybody that does. Even note cards, I can be kind of tough sometimes. But if that's your thing, go ahead. Something that I do, I use props. And props also are good because people love to look at things. So I will have things kind of set aside. Here, let's get rid of this. I'll have things set aside to kind of remind me, okay, first I'm going to talk about this, then I'm going to talk about this, then I'm going to talk about this. Then I'm going to go over, the special offer, and then I'm going to, remind everybody to, sign something, whatever. I'll just kind of have physical reminders, boom, 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 all lined up that are cues for me, and then also things that I can hold and show. remember that people are not only listening to you, but they're watching you. So you want to be visually engaging, try to be interesting in some way. So, that's something to consider. It seems scary, not to have it written out, but I would think that the material, all right, hold up, let me go back. The first couple times you go live, you should really use material that you're very, very comfortable with, that you're very familiar with, and that you could like read in your sleep, so to speak. You know what I mean? Something that you just really know really, really well. And so for the most part, you don't really need something like that. So personally, I'm just, as you can tell, I'm not into scripts. That is not my bag. But you can do as you wish. Okay, we are going to learn how to go live using your phone. And one fun thing is that if you go live on your personal page in Facebook, then you can set it so that you are the only viewer, that you are the only audience person. It used to be that was not an option on your business page or your group pages. However, I did notice that in the Facebook Live producer, they have provided like a test video, test something. But I don't really want us to go into producer yet. That's a little more complicated, and that's something that you have to do on a desktop. So I think we're going to stick with my original plan and just have your first assignment be to go live using your phone. Before we do that, are you so excited? Before we do that, I want to review just a couple of things on Facebook so that we're all speaking the same language, okay? And I do have at the back of your workbook, a list of terms for you to kind of review. A lot of people get confused with, what's the difference between a group and a business page? Why do I need a business page? Et cetera, et cetera. So I want to go over that for a quick second. Let's get rid of that. Okay, stop that. Okay, hold on. StreamYard is honestly, okay, so right now I'm broadcasting live through StreamYard, which is a third-party software. We'll talk about that eventually. They all have their pros and cons, and this is probably the one I use least and like the least. But there's a reason why I'm using it. So anyway, I need to share my screen. So I need to go here and find, where in the heck? This. Okay. I'm almost there. Okay, let me see if I got there yet. Add to stream. Yes. Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to get rid of myself so we can see everything really big. Alrighty, so on Facebook, I'm going to get rid of this. Sorry, Sylvia. This is my personal page. So this is just a review of some of the terms. This is Michelle Micus Fox. This is my personal page. This is private. It used to be private. I've chosen to make it public, but typically people's personal page is private and it's for, friends and family. You do have the option of going live here. Here's your, live video option. But this is where you go live to show, your kids at their baseball game or something like that. So this is not usually a businessy live video. So these videos do not offer closed captions. They don't allow you to schedule them in advance. So there are reasons why this is not the ideal place to focus. We are going to focus more on our business pages. So I also have a business page, Michelle Fox, Mary Kay Independent Beauty Consultant. That happens to be my business. Okay, so here's this. When I'm in this page, I am referred to or thought of by Facebook as a business entity. And as such, it gives me many, many more options when I go live. So let's see. In here, when I go live, I do have the option for closed captions. I can schedule it. I can broadcast to more than one place. I can have other people join me. I can recommend other groups. There are so many other things. So it is definitely beneficial to have a business page and to go live with your business page. All right, I'm going to back out of this. So even though we are going to practice, okay, I'm coming back. Hold the phone. Okay, get rid of that. Okay, I'm back. So even though we're going to practice on your personal page, I just need you to know that that's purely for practice, that your goal is to do your live videos on your business page or your business page group, which is an offshoot of your business page. So if you are able, I would love it if you could have your phone. So if right now you're watching me on your phone, if you could switch it up so that you're watching like on a laptop so that your phone is available, that'd be awesome. And if that's not an option, that's fine too, because you can do this later. But on your phone, this is so easy, you guys. You want to get on your Facebook app. So if you would be so kind as to do it with me. And then this is outlined in the workbook. I mean, like step by step. So this is it. This is the thing. This is how you do it. This is what we've all been waiting for. Okay. So you go to your personal page. This is how we're going to practice. Personal page in Facebook. And under posts, okay, where am I? Here we go. It'll say what's on your mind. But instead of creating a post, we want to go live. It's a little bit scary, but go ahead and right now, push that live button. Just trust me. All right, so I've pushed the live button and you can see that you have some options. Up at the top left, it says to, and right now it will automatically say public. It assumes that you want it to be, offered to the public or to friends. Yours probably says friends, mine says public. But we don't want either of those options. You're going to want to switch it so that it says only me. So let's try to find that option. So click on where it says post, and there should be a drop down. And so what I can see initially is public, friends, friends accept. So then you have to click on see more, and then it drops down more so that you see specific friends or only me. That is what we're looking for. Okay, you want to choose only me. This is going to be a piece of cake because you are going to go live and you're going to be the only person that ever sees it. Okay, so it's going to be so easy. Click only me, and then we're going to use the back arrow to go back. So double check that it's only me on there. And there is a camera with, arrows that go around. So right now it's probably pointing the wrong way. So you want to flip that. So click that camera so that it flips so that you are being photographed as opposed to the whatever object is on the other side. So do that. And then you can kind of play with, you can see yourself, the difference as you're moving the camera around in terms of, how flattering it is with your face and, your lighting and all of that. But it says tap to add description. Yes, you want to add a description because here's what's going to happen. When you go live for real, people are going to see, so-and-so is going live. And then it will have whatever you put there, that will be the caption. So you want something, catchy, sexy, something that's going to, grab their attention. So, live now, brand new products being launched or, something, special offer, hot sale, something, whatever you're talking about, you want to have just like a little blurb so that people kind of like, what's going on? I want to check that out. So you definitely want to put just a brief description in there. And just ignore, the little icons on the bottom about shopping and all that kind of stuff. But that's not relevant. So you want to say only me, get a description in there, and then we can go ahead and practice. Click on Start Live Video, and you can see that it will kind of give you like a countdown, and then it says start, and then up in the corner, it'll say live. It'll have like a red box that says live, so you know you're hot. It's really happening, which is nice because some aren't as good. And so then when you are done, and I think it would behoove you to really approach this like you're really doing it. Really try to get your intonation, your posture, your lighting, your props, just to kind of get a feel for, what it's going to be like. And when you're done, you click finish. And this is important because this gets confusing. I still, whoops, hold on.
And then it
says
start, and then up in the corner.
Here, I'm talking to myself. There we go. I had to shut myself off. Okay, so then you have some options. So the live video has ended. Then it asks if you want to upload it in HD, which yes, we do. That means that it's going to be uploaded to the internet. Yes, we want that in high definition. Then it asks if you want to download it. That means, do you want to save it to your device? Like, do you want to save it to your computer or to a thumb drive? I typically do not save it because if I'm doing Facebook Live, it's going to be on my business page. It's going to be in my group. So I don't really need to save it elsewhere. If you wanted to, that you're going to post it on Facebook and you want to post it on YouTube, then you need to save it. Okay. So that's something to think about. And so upload in high definition, yes. Download video, optional. If it asks if you want to save it, yes. And then it'll ask if you want to post now, and go ahead and yes, post now. Okay. So it takes a few minutes for it to process, but you will see that on your personal page. And then you can watch it. This one's going to be just, super short and silly. But as you practice at home, then you can watch it. I've got the most ridiculous practice videos. And, I would just keep talking to myself. And if you feel like, okay, I've got to figure out, why does, okay, here's my thing. I can't stand when my neck wrinkles show up a lot. So I'd be like, okay, what do I need to do? I need to move the light here. I need to move light here and move light there, and just do what you have to do until you figure it out, until you're comfortable with your setup. That's your time to practice. So we're going to do that. You ready for the rest of your homework though? It's so fun. I always wanted to be a teacher. So on your homework page, yes, you are going to practice just like that, just like we just did, but, kind of flesh that out and have it be a little more, a little more meat in there. But then, think about what are you able to demonstrate, talk about, what would you like to have a conversation about? It could even be your own story, a little bit about me kind of a thing. Something that you can talk about for 5 minutes without feeling like you need a lot of preparation. Like everybody in their field has a certain thing that, oh yeah, I've talked about that so many times, I could repeat it in my sleep kind of a thing. That is what I'm talking about. So think of something like that you know really, really well that would still benefit the people in your audience. And then the next thing is to actually post an announcement on your business page or your business group. That would be up to you. If you want to go live on your business page, let me think. Yeah, you can do this. If you want to go live on your business page, then that is for sure public. Then anybody can see what you post there. A little bit scary. If you go live in your business group, then it's if it's a private group, then only the people in your group will see it. That's a little safer, but it's up to you how you want to do that. But post, hey, I'm going to go live on Thursday morning and talk about, the new products that are coming out midwinter, whatever. The reason I want you to post about it is because we want to get some anticipation going, but I want you to be committed. Okay. It will help you to really know, okay, this is happening. This is really happening. Because, like I said, it's not enough to know how to do it. You've got to do it. That's everything. That's everything. You just have to do it. Create an area in your home where it's going to happen. And you don't have to spend any money. I promise you, you will find a couple of things. You'll find enough light. You'll find a couple pretty things in the background. You'll set it up. It'll be good enough for now. And then you can consider, for me, like right away, I really, really, really wanted a nice light. Like I could just tell as I watched other people's videos, wow, this person has a really nice light and these people don't. And I really wanted that, right away. So I was willing to invest in that. So, you will figure that out. You'll feel like my light's adequate, but I feel like I really, need something to hold up my, whatever the heck. So, you'll start to evaluate your environment and that kind of thing, but set up an area so that you are ready to rock and roll and do this video, and then do it, go for it and have fun with it. I'm telling you, the biggest thing is to let them know what you're experiencing. So for example, if you are like, hey, it's me, I'm live, I'm here to tell you about, the midwinter specials, but oh my gosh, I feel like my heart is beating out of my chest because frankly, I've never gone live before. And okay, hold on a minute, I got to catch my breath. You know what I mean? Like people love that. They eat it up because it's real life. And the more real you can be, the more of a connection you make with people. And that is what it's about. You want your customer base or whoever you serve, your students, to feel a relationship with you that goes beyond, whatever it is that you offer, the goods or service that you offer. That's what makes it special. That's what makes it life-changing and impactful. So the more real you can be, the easier it becomes for you because it helps you calm down, and the more fun it is for them as a viewer. And I think they are like cheering you on. It's just neat because I have a core group of people that have been with me, as long as I've been going live. And it's like my little, my, what's that? What are they called? Like the little hangers on for groupies. My groupies. They've seen me develop and become better in some ways and struggle in other ways. And it's like a victory that we are sharing, it's just really cool. And you'll have that too. You will have that too. So today, this week is just about kind of understanding the broad strokes, just the real general concepts, and just deciding that you're going to do it. Okay. So I know that it's just kind of been here, there, everywhere, lots of things covered. Watch this again. You can fast forward the parts that you understand and rewatch the stuff that you didn't. If you have questions, you can send me a message or post in the comments and I will address that next week. But it's imperative that you do it. You just do it. It is going to be easier and more fun than you think it will be. It has absolutely catapulted my business into a different place. It's and this is also really charming, is that people think you're a celebrity. When they see you go live, in their mind, they're thinking, wow, she's really going places. This is really impressive. And when they see you, out and about, they'll be like, I saw you live. That was so exciting. My daughter was watching and she said, do you know her, Mom? And it's just the most fun thing, it's just really neat. So it's a good time right now because it's sort of like we're pushed into it a little bit, but also I think that it's so many people are experiencing blessings in this season, and I don't think it's going to end. I think once we get beyond COVID, which is why many of us are using Facebook Live and interacting in this way, I think even when that is over, we are going to have experienced so much so many benefits through this online interaction and doing Facebook Live and things of this nature, that this is here to stay for sure. So enjoy it, try it, let me know what you think. If you have questions, contact me. And I'm super excited to get some feedback and find out what you are talking about and what kind of experiences you had. So thank you so much for watching. And next week, we are going to talk about going live using a desktop. So using either a laptop or a computer. If that is not something that you are capable of, let me know that. I'm kind of curious to know like how many people would see my phone. But the really cool stuff, like scheduling and having closed captions and things like that, are done on your computer. And I want you to understand how to do that, because that really takes it to the next level. So I do want to dive into that, and we're going to start next week on that. One thing that I did just this second think, and I should have brought it up, is that you can film either, vertically or horizontally. However, if you have, let's see, so something like this will hold it either way, however you want. If someone is watching you on their phone and you film it vertically, then you will fill up the whole screen. If you film horizontally, then it'll be, a smaller, it'll just be like a rectangle across. So there are pros and cons. But if somebody is watching you on their laptop and you have it vertically like this, then you will show up with the black bars on either side of you. It took me a long time to figure that out. So, there again, there are pros and cons. So you could try one, do it both ways, try it and see the difference. So it's trial and error, but just know, don't take yourself too seriously and just have fun with it. Okay. All right. So that's that. And we got it done in 49 minutes. So I will see you next week. You'll get something in an email again. I don't know if I'll have another workbook, probably, because that's kind of how I am. But you'll definitely get an email with more, a reminder and a title and all that good stuff. So I will see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye.